All right, let's get in the word this morning. Last Sunday we started teaching on knowing God, the revelation of Jesus beyond superstition. The revelation of Jesus beyond superstition. The book of Job, chapter 42, verse 5, the 42nd chapter of Job, the 5th verse. And I seeth thee. We've been examining opinions of God that has created superstition within the Christian community and within men's knowledge of God. And you know, many people's opinion of God came from superstitious beliefs. Things that people told you about God, things you heard about God, or even things you yourself imagine to be God. You know, in our minds sometimes we have a mindset of how God should be. In our minds, we create, parameters for what God is, who God is, what God can do, what God cannot do. We just create our own God within the figment of our imaginations, which is not consistent with who God really is. So in Job 42 verse 5, brother Job, after 41 chapters of making noise, now said, all I heard of thee was by the hearing of the ear or rumor, but now my eyes see thee. Now that word, hearing of the ear, is the word shema in the Hebrew, S-H-E-M-A, shema, S-H-E-M-A. It means to hear a report or a rumor, which means, brother Job, all of his knowledge of God in 42 chapters were all rumor based. Now, how many of you want people to know you based on rumor? I don't think anybody wants that. How many of you want people's opinion of you to be based on what people are saying about you? I don't think anybody wants that. You want people to know you for who you are. And if you're a very smart person, you don't draw conclusions on people based on what you hear. You want to meet them one-on-one and experience them for yourself. You don't want to just run with what the people are saying. You want to experience people by yourself. So God doesn't want also to be known by rumor. He wants you to know him for who he is. Now, look at what Job said about God in Job chapter 1, verse 5. Job chapter 1, verse number 5. And it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, pay attention, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Based on that, Job was having night vigils. And when you see him praying all night, you conclude he knows God. But this guy is just doing all night based on assumptions, based on rumor, based on fear. It may be, maybe my children have seen, to avoid disaster befalling them, all night prayer. So most vigils are born out of assumptions and they are born out of superstitions. And that's why most vigils sounds like the children of Baal crying for Baal. Baal, 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 Baal from morning till evening. And Elijah will say, cut yourselves with knife. They carry knife and cut themselves. Elijah will say, oh, shout harder. Maybe your God has traveled. Most times when you see so-called Christians carrying out their vigils, they are fasting and prayer, they are not different from those descendants of the Baal generation. And the fact that somebody is doing vigils every Friday or every week doesn't mean he knows God.